This is Homework Help 3, due Monday the 19th of October. Starting with the National 5 side, question 1 asks us to solve the equations for x. So for 1a, the first step is going to be to multiply out the brackets. So we get 3x minus 12 equals x plus 8. The next thing we want to do is get rid of our x on the right hand side of the equation. So to do that, let's subtract x from either side. So we get 3x subtract x, subtract 12, equals, well, x subtract x is going to be 0, so we just get 8. Okay. You then want to get rid of the 12 on this side. So to get rid of the negative 12, we add 12 to both sides. You're then going to end up with 2x equals whatever you end up with there. But that is not the final stage. Your final answer will just be x on its own, so you need to get rid of this 2 by dividing both sides by 2. Question 2 is surds. You're asked to fully simplify root 18 plus root 3 root 2 plus root 8. What you need to do here is think of factors of 18, first of all, that are square numbers. So, first set of factors that come to mind are 6 and 3. Neither of those are square numbers, so we know they're no good. The next obvious ones are 9 and 2. So 9 is a square number, so let's try that. We can use that. So root 9 times root 2 plus 3 root 2, there's nothing else we can do with that, plus, and then you need to again think of a factor of 8 that is a square number and write it out just like we did the first one. Once you've done that, you can then simplify. So the square root of 9 is, and write that down, times root 2, that's not going to change, that's going to stay the same, plus 3 root 2, plus whatever you simplify root 8 to be. You should then have numbers that you can simplify, so anything times root 2, you can just add the numbers in front together. Okay? So for example, if you had 6 root 2 plus 2 root 2, you could add them together to give you 8 root 2. Question 3, laws of indices. So, hopefully you remember that if you have a to the power of n times a to the power of m, you can simplify that by doing a to the power of n plus m. So add your indices together. If you have a to the power of n divided by a to the power of m, then you can do a to the power of n subtract m. So for this question, you want to simplify this bit first. So do 6x to the power of 5 times 3x squared and simplify that. Now remember, you can simplify the x's and then you just multiply the numbers in front by each other. So you do 6 times 3 x to the power of whatever that should be. You can then divide your whole numbers and simplify your x's. Question 4, you're asked to find the gradient and y-intercept for the equation 2x plus y minus 3 equals 0. So for this, we want to recognise the equation of a line as y equals mx plus c. Once you have that, we know that m is the gradient and c is your y-intercept. So all you want to do is rearrange this initial equation into this form. So you should end up with y equals something times x plus something. The m being your gradient, the c being your y-intercept. It is not enough just to write the equation in that form. You then have to state what your gradient and your y-intercept is to finish off the question. So moving on to the National 4 side, you are asked to expand the brackets and simplify. So all you're doing here is multiplying 2 by x and then 2 by 4. So for 1a you would just end up with 2x plus 8, and you can't simplify that any further, so that would be your final answer. Question 2, you are asked to come up with an equation for Naomi's age. We know that Tom is X years old, okay, and we are told that Naomi is 3 years older. All you have to do is put that into an equation. So you might have Naomi equals, and then whatever the equation is. Question 3 asks you to write down an expression for the perimeter of the rectangle. We should all know the perimeter of a rectangle is all the sides, the length of all the sides added together. If this equaled 6 and this equaled 2, all we would do is write down 6 times 2 plus 2 times 2, because we have two sides that measure 2 and two sides of 6. It's just the same, the only difference is you have some letters in there. It's the exact same principle. So write down your expression, 2 times one length plus 2 times the other length, and then simplify. And last question, you're asked to factorise 15t minus 10a. Just because there are 2 different letters in there, don't let that put you off. It's really simple. All you're doing is looking for a common factor. So t and a don't have anything in common, so you know they're going to be in the brackets. So what is the common factor between 15 and between 10?